Hey guys, it's Andrea. I'm back with another edition of the Sew With Me for Lori Holt's Calico Birds Quilt. Now this is what I got from Missouri Star Quilt Company. If you guys want to order from them, I'll link them down below in the description box. You can get just about everything you want quilting needs there. Now, I'm very aggravated right now because I have already started this video. And unbeknownst to me, like I've done a billion times, I had it on slow-mo. I wish slow-mo didn't even exist on the phone, but it does. So what you've missed, today we're doing sashing. You didn't miss much. It was pretty boring, actually. It was just putting all this sashing on these blocks that I did in the last one. This guy right here. All these. So what you missed is me putting all the sashings in between each of these blocks and then sewing these lines together. I'm still working on putting the outer and inner sashings on. So that's caught you up to speed. I'm very aggravated about it, but what can you do? Nothing. You just gotta keep on keeping on. Like Pete the cat says. Alright. So the longer strips that go on the side are 5 blocks long. And they each have this little sashing in between them. And a skinny border and a fat border. And this one I'm putting on my fat border. And I didn't cut these strips down yet. So I'll do that after I sew them on. I'm putting it this way instead of this way, which would be real smooth and nice. But this side's so wonky, I want to make sure I'm catching it all and doing scant seams when it's wrong. So now I'm going to speed you up to finish putting all these side sashings on each of these rows, okay? I've got all of these blocks together. I'm so sorry about y'all missing me putting the sashing in between them and some of the sides. Can't be helped when you're a maroon like me. What I was saying in the video too is I love sashing because it covers up all the mistakes. It's like the best foundation in the world because all my blocks had like jagged little edges. Jagged little pill. So when I put the sashing on, she looks perfect. She has a filter on, y'all. Okay, now we've got the bird. Well, we need to sew the birds on. We're gonna sew the birds on the short strips, which are the 4 long. Let me get my birdies out. Now the top birdies, I added a strip here at the top, and they're gonna face each other like bookends. Strip here at the top, it's gonna go on the end, and then the other 2 will go on the end of the other short strip. It's at this point, the instructions basically stop, and we've just got this picture. So, I mean, it tells us in the picture what the border numbers are. So, I'm just going to start going from the inside out. Bloop! Add my borders. So, the first one, I've already got the scallops on, right? So, the next one is going to be inner border 1. Looks like we're doing the sides and then the bottoms. Got my inner border 1. I probably didn't. Oh, these are trimmed. One's shorter than the other. Okay. So I'm going to speed you up while I put this skinny 1.5 inch border around my centerpiece. first inner border on. 20 more to go. No, just kidding. Seems like it though. Now we're doing the second inner border. And then we'll get to put on all the pretty blocks. So the second inner border is IB2. IB2. Here's IB3. Here's IB2. I think this is my what the heck, binding. Gone blank. Okay. Isn't this pretty fabric? Man, it's so dark. Okay. I need some more light on this situation. Alright, IB2. I've got them all cut the same size, so these will definitely have to be trimmed down at some point. First, the sides. Alright, I'm going to speed you up while I put this frame on this pretty picture. Down. I think there's 4 more. I have never had a quilt with this many freaking borders in it, y'all. It's a record breaker. I need to cut these up for scraps. Okay, but before we put the 4 more borders on, we're going to put our sweet little birds borders on our pretty blocks. Okay, now add this guy on. Nice. Nice. Now this I've got to pin because it's got to line up right. There's no trimming off excess on this guy. So pin, pin, pin. I'm going to go ahead and speed you up and just know I'm putting all these blocks on. First the sides with no birds, and then the tops with the birds. Okay, now here's the part you're going to just kind of pay attention because we're doing the top of the flowers, so we need to make sure you've got the top of the birds going the right way and using the right strip of fabric. Oh my gosh, it's so much longer. Feed dogs, don't fail me now. This thing is a lot longer than I would have hoped. Tell you, the slack that those feed dogs takes up sometimes is a freaking lifesaver. I am getting one heck of a headache. Now's the point where it gets difficult for me in my little space when I get to sewing these bigger strips on and the final assembly. You gotta make it work. Work! Cover girl! Work it, girl! Who's that guy who always says, make it work on Project Runway? Tim Gunn, right? Make it work. And pinning can be a lifesaver too. See, when I got this pinned and stretched out, it's pretty much evening up. I know, I'm just watching that bobbin, y'all, because I have not changed my bobbin in a while. And I know if it's going to happen, it's going to happen at the most inopportune time, like when I'm sewing on a huge strip of border. I speak from experience. That is so frustrating. Who's had that happen to them? Tell me down below. You sewing a huge line together, a huge border or strip, and then you get all the way done and you're like, yes, I finished my quilt. And nothing is sewn together because the bobbin ran out. Good times, good times. I may finish this tomorrow after this section because I'm getting a headache. And it is almost bedtime. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna finish this tomorrow. Man, that dips down a lot. I don't want that to dip down that much. Got a weird funky piece there. Now when you're using the feed dogs to take up slack, put the long side on the bottom. Put the strip of fabric that's long next to your feed dogs, or what's under here next to the bottom. Not only did my bobbin run out, my whole spool of thread was almost out too, so I went ahead and changed it out. Definitely a sign, I think, that that's it for tonight. Let me finish this up, and I'll be back in the morning to finish this video, because we're finishing this quilt, y'all. We are finishing this quilt in this edition. Okay, now I'll be back tomorrow. All right, day 2. Y'all ready to finish this thing? Let's do it. Now I'm putting on, I think, the top, hopefully. Oh, I'm glad I checked. It's the bottom. I would have sewed this guy upside down. Boy, you turned me inside out and round. Upside down, you're turning me. You give love so heavily. I don't know the words of this song. Okay. I think I'm ready to sew. I'm gonna pin this guy on. Just make sure your birds are going the right way. I'm still paranoid I'm not, but I'm pretty sure I am. Okay. I'm gonna commit Harry Carey if this isn't done right. Alright. Pin it. Pin it. So, how is y'all's Saturday going? Mine so far has been fantastic. Got my nails done. If you can see that. I went and got me some Mexican food. Picked up my Walmart groceries. Bring it out to the curb kind of pick up. I love that. And now I'm ready to get my Sojo on. This is like measuring up perfectly. One more pin. And let's go. Now I don't have to put this any certain way on here because, well, I think I might have spoke too soon. Yeah, okay. It's neither side's longer than the other, so we're ready to go. Upside down, you're turning me. You're giving love so thankfully. Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out and round and round. This is going to get progressively more and more awkward to handle as I'm adding more and more and more and more borders. I'm so excited, we're almost done. That's one of the parts I love most about finishing a piece is picking out my next piece that I'm gonna start. I just get so excited for a new project. Pippi's got the zoomies if you hear him back there acting like a crazy person. Alright. Okay, and then we're gonna press. Whoop. Get that off. Let's press it out. I'll make sure I got my birds on right. I did. Thank goodness. Sewing on the borders and sashings and stuff is probably my least favorite part, just because it's kind of awkward to handle the big old quilt while you're sewing border after border, especially when you have a tiny space like I do. My favorite part is just piecing the blocks. Definitely my favorite part. What about y'all? What's y'all's favorite part? I got out of bed last night and I was thinking, you ever do this? You think, did I sew that block on right? Did I put the skinny border in the middle on the inside and the fatter border on the outside? You know, and I had to get up and check it and it was right. Did I already sew this side? No. I mean, not sew, iron. This is going to be one of my favorite quilts, I think. It's just coming out so stinking cute. I don't think I've made a Lori Holt quilt yet that I didn't absolutely love, though. Alright, let's work out that new border. Alright, 4 more borders. I'm so tempted to sew these 4 borders together before I put them on my quilt, but I think that would be a mistake because they have to be sized just right, and I think I'm cruising for a bruising if I do that. So I'm just going to continue going in or out. Our next border is inner border 3, which is this right here. These right here. So let's see how these are sized. I know some I trimmed to size and some I didn't. I'm guessing these I didn't because there's all this selvage on this piece. I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna cut off that selvage. So anyway, I'm gonna speed you up while I sew this border all the way around said quilt. Okay, apparently I didn't read all this stuff that says borders. But I'm supposed to, on this IB3, inner border 3, I've got 6 strips here. I'm supposed to sew 3 together. So half of them together. And then we're going to subcut from there. 2 strips. Boy, me inside out and round and round. Okay, there's 1 set of 3 strips. And this will be the next set of 3 strips. I'm going to take these in the kitchen to my larger cutting table and size these up. So that'll be off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, now the longer of the 2 strips is going to go down the sides of the quilt. I think I cut mine a little bit oversized because I'd rather be too long than too short, yeah, but she probably did that as well. The Lori in the instructions, so. But better be safe than sorry. Alright, now I'm going to speed you up. Okay, it is lucky I cut extra. The sides pieces I had extra left over, but the one top, no extra. I mean, it lined up perfectly, and the other top, maybe 1/4 of an inch extra. So I'm glad I was better safe than sorry. So 4th inner binder is IB4, and it's a little skinny white strip, 1.5 inch. Yeah, it doesn't look like these were cut to size either. Let's see, sew together end to end 3 of them. And then cut the, same thing as last time. I'm going to sew 3 strips together and then cut them to size. Then subcut them. I'm going to call this one the She's Extra because of all of these borders. She's so extra. It's so freaking hot in here from the iron, and then of course I gotta have my candles going. I mean, I'm not a Neanderthal. Gots to have the smell good pumping. Alright, where's my last one? Again, I'm going to take these into the kitchen where my bigger cutting is and subcut these. And I shall return. And again, I'm going to make these longer than prescribed. I think the last time I made them 1 inch longer. So I'll do at least that again. What am I doing? There we go. I'm getting delirious in the heat, y'all. Oh, I gotta iron these too, I guess. Quilter's job is never done. BRB. to go, guys. Now we're putting on the scalloped border. This I've got to pin, because this has got to measure up perfectly. So I'm pinning it. Doing the sides first again. The long side first. Top and bottom last. Put the ends down. Oh no, I sewed the completely wrong border on this. Ha! Just kidding. This video would be over for the day if I did that, because yeah, it wouldn't be wise for me to carry on at that point. God, wouldn't that suck? That's definitely something I would do, though. I'm going to speed you up now, okay? So just know I'm pinning, I'm sewing, I'm ironing, then I'll be back. Y'all, look at how perfect that's lined up. Freaking perfection. I cannot believe they all lined up like they're supposed to. That hardly ever happens to me. Pumped. Got to admit, I'm getting better. I'm getting better all the time. Can't get much worse. Alright guys, this is it. This is the last border. And she'll be done, man. Now these are all cut the exact same length. 68.5 inches is what they told me to do. That's what I did. You know, I did a little extra. I always do a little extra. Try to do about half an inch or an inch extra just to be safe. And I really wish I would have cut that selvage off before I did these. That was partner stupid of me. Oh, God. Anyway, get ready for the last stretch, y'all. All I have to do now is prep my binding. Okay, it occurred to me, y'all want to know how to put binding together. Maybe you don't know. It's not everybody who's watching is a quilter, so here, I'll show you how I do it. 2.5-inch strips. Selvage is still on, because that doesn't matter, well, it's going to be cut off. So, pretty side up, right side together. It's going to overlap them a bit like this, about the width. Oh, you can't even see that, can you? There, about the width of the selvage. And I'm going to sew corner to corner. And that way, when we trim it and open it up, it'll be like a continuous line. I mean, you could do it blue, but it'd be a thicker kind of section. So this makes it smoother when you're sewing it on. So since I have my Seam Sew Easy guide, I don't necessarily have to mark this. If you don't have a guide, mark it. I'm going to sew it, like I said, corner to corner. And I just keep going. I get the tail end, make sure it's not twisted all wonky. Again, right side up. Where's my next string? Take this one, right side up. Right side together. Again, so corner to corner. And then I just keep doing this until all of my strips are joined. I'll speed you up while I join all these. Now, I just cut all the pieces apart, you know. And now we're going to trim this excess. Well, that was wonky. That real wonky. Anyway, just trim off the excess. Like you would a half square triangle. And when you open it up, she's all together. And we're going to take her to the ironing board. My iron's still hot. Nope. Okay. Fold it in half. And then just iron it like that. And of course, when you get to that seam, iron it flat. Now, if you're going to put your binding on, that's a whole nother tutorial. I'm lucky enough that my quilter will do it for me. Anyway, just so on and so forth like that until the whole thing's done. And then I take this little handy little ruler I got, I believe from Fat Quarter Shop. I can't recall. Anyway, it's a binding holder. I just do this and I wrap it up and I stick it with my quilt that I send to the quilter and she puts it on for me. Simple as that. Now back to the regular scheduled program. Y'all ready for the grand finale? Let's go look at this beauty all put together. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so proud of it. What do y'all think? Oh, wow. hope there's no horribly wrong blocks that I'm just not seeing, but I think she's good. Sorry it's dark in here, it's night. And the lighting in my living room is pretty dim. This looks kind of wonky just because it's not laid out straight. Yes. Yes, queen. What do y'all think? Thank you so much for y'all who watched this journey with me and stuck around to see it all. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you like this video. Subscribe if you like to watch Sew With Me, as I plan on doing lots more of these. I'll see y'all at the next one.